Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to be reacting to a video called The Don'ts of German Trains. This is from a channel called Walter's World, so check it out. I like the don'ts of German trains. I think there's probably a lot of things that you shouldn't do on German trains because I know they're very strict about everything, so I'd be a little scared of behaving badly. So let's check it out and comment, like, and subscribe.
Oh my god, my train is not delayed. I don't believe it. Hey, the fellow travelers, Mark here with Walter's World. Today we're in Bamberg, Germany, getting ready to take the train, and yes, my train's on time. And what I want to give you today are the don'ts of taking the trains in Germany. And sadly, I think it's important I talk about this don't first, and that is, don't be surprised if your train is late when you're here in Germany. Now, here's the thing, the Deutsche Bahn has a history of being probably the best train system in Europe.
Exactly, that's right.
But lately, it's had some issues with on-timiness. They're trying to get better. I'll give that to them, but I would say is don't be surprised if your train is a little bit delayed, let's say. And if you have another thing, if you got close connections, I would say this. When you plan your voyages, don't have tight connections. You know the ones that are like 10 minutes, 11 minutes?
No,
because one delay because of construction or something.
10 minutes away, having a connection 10 minutes away, you never know what kind of thing's gonna happen. That's insane to me. But I was about to say, like, what happened? He said recently they're having some issues. So what happened recently that they have apparently, the system is going, again, he didn't say it was completely bad. He was just saying they've had some troubles, lately. And also, how delayed is it? 5 minutes, it's fine. 10 minutes. Okay, well, 10 minutes is a really long time for a train, but I get if especially if you have a connection, which again shouldn't plan, two connections that close to each other, and that's what you should always have. I don't know, maybe like a 30-minute window, 40-minute window. To me, like at least an hour. But I know that sometimes you have to cut it short, but still. Or is it I don't know how Germans, maybe for Germans, like a 3-minute delay is still, we're gonna burn this station. It's like, okay, probably not. I want to know how delayed is it. Just
and really knock it back. Just 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, it adds on, and you can miss those connections. So if you're going to be doing a lot of connections to get places, that can cause some issues. That's why I got to tell you, if you
it's better to wait.
Don't do connections. Try to get the direct train. Like here in Bamberg, there's actually a direct train to Munich. It doesn't go all the time, but there's a direct ICE train that goes so that I can get here without having to switch in Nuremberg. Okay, so now, if I want to go...
Why would I choose to do the connections if I can go straight? I can think of a lot of reasons. I think especially as a tourist, sometimes you just want to stop because you just want to check out the city. But of course I wouldn't have a connection because if I want to stop there, I'm maybe doing an overnight stay or something. So, I don't know.
Via Nuremberg, this train's every half an hour from Munich to Nuremberg, no big deal. Same thing from Nuremberg to Bamberg. It's pretty close. It's no big deal, but if I've got my luggage, do I want to switch it around? That can be troublesome. And speaking of luggage, I got to tell you this. Don't overpack when you're coming on the trains in Germany. Not because they don't have good overhead bins. They do. But the thing is, it's just a lack of space at sometimes that happens because I got to tell you this. Don't be surprised if there's not a lot of room on the train when you get there. Especially if you're using some of those regional trains like the REs, Regional Expresses, or Interregios, interregional trains, because those are more commuter trains. So a lot of people might be there in the morning time or in the afternoon time coming back from work during rush hour. So be aware.
You're going to be, obviously you can do whatever you want to, but I think this would be the worst, as a tourist, you'd be the worst nightmare because that people that are just getting home, getting to their workplace, they're looking at you and rolling their eyes oh my God, this tourist with their they have 4 bags and they're I have to get it. I don't know. You're just struggling with 4 backpacks, 1 suitcase, and people are just going back home, rolling their eyes at you I can't believe it. You'd be a tourist that, again, you're not doing anything bad. But I can see why you would be, I don't know, you would be not upsetting, but I think why some people on the train would be I can't with tourists.
Now, obviously, a big don't I have for you is don't try to take the train without a ticket because no one's going to check your ticket before you get on the train. But
Murphy's Law, I think, tells me that the minute that you try to get on a train without a ticket, that's the time in which, the collector's going to come and it's going to be hey, where's your ticket? So as a general rule, do not do this.
When you're on the train, people do come by, and I can't tell you how many tourists just, can I just buy the ticket on the train? Well, you're probably going to get a fine for that, okay? And the fines are not a joke here when you're on the train. So don't forget to pick up a ticket before you go.
Well,
and I'll talk about
are
the
they?
online ticketing and the app and all kinds of things like that. But honestly, don't forget to get a ticket because it's kind of important. Now, another don't is when you're
You would think it's the number one thing. I couldn't get on the train unless I have a ticket.
getting ready to get to your destination.
What a concept.
Don't wait until the train stops to get your things down and go to the door because
gonna close.
don't think the Germans will let you off. It is
No.
like a bum rush to get on the train
You have
as
to
soon
be
as
like, go
possible.
fast.
So it's like
Like
people are
that.
getting on and off at the same time. German line culture is just a very odd thing. And when it comes to public transportation and the trains, they're coming on if there's nobody at that door. So if you're still in the train getting your stuff down, you might not be able to get off. Okay. So
Yeah.
if you're taking like
You
a
lose your
regional
shop.
train like this, it's usually not a problem. But those ICEs that only have maybe a 2 or 3 minute stop, you might get stuck and end up in the next city. So do be aware of that. So get your stuff ready because they'll announce, oh, in Wenigen Minuten, no, I can be in a few minutes we'll be getting to, they'll name your town like, I know we're supposed to get there.
I have to
Get your
get out of
stuff
there.
down, start heading towards where the exit is. And
This
then
is
when
like,
you get there,
I think for anxious people, like, yeah, I would be like, yeah, this is my stop. I'm right here. I have to wait like here. But I think if you're not an anxious person, maybe this, like, yeah, you have to take care of this because this wouldn't apply to you. You're like, oh, it's fine. He's like, it's not fine. You're going to miss your stop.
you can get out. Oh, also, don't forget, you might need to push a button to get the door to open because I've seen some tourists just standing there going, why isn't it open? Why is everybody else out? Because there's a little button you should push there to open the door.
Ah,
you
what a
have that.
nightmare. Stuck in
Yes,
the
there's
German
a
train.
toilet situation on the train. One thing I got to tell you, don't pass up going to the bathroom before you get on the train. I mean, sometimes they're
Okay,
clean
it's
and it's
bad.
okay, but sometimes they're not so much. But the bathrooms in the stations are clean, okay? But I got to tell you this, don't forget to have some coins because you probably have to pay to use the bathroom
right,
in the
I
stations,
forget,
but they are clean, so that's very nice. But
You know
yeah,
what?
'cause you-
Between paying, a few coins, a few whatever, like it's just money, and getting a clean bathroom and not getting it's free, but you have to get a dirty bathroom. You know what? I think it's worth
don't
it.
really want to have a toilet
Worth
experience
every
when you're on the
penny.
train in Germany. Now, another don't I have for you is don't forget to grab some snacks because if you're going to be on the train for a while, you're going to want something to eat. And those ICE, the fancy trains, yes, they do have the restaurant car or the little imbis that's on there so you can get some snacks.
Oh,
But the
they have
regional
gummies.
trains, they usually don't have much on there or anything at all. I mean, I've seen a few.
Oh,
like,
okay. Yeah, I was wondering about that. So they don't even have anything. It's like, good luck to you if you're like fainting from hunger.
Little
It's on you. You should have bought something before
vending
getting on the
machines, but in
train.
general, you might be out of luck. So don't forget to grab some snacks either in the station or there might be vending machines that take coins or card actually on the platform. So that could be something there.
great.
But please don't bring the stinky snacks because
Well, I mean,
that's
this is-
gross and don't miss your train because they will not wait for you. Even if you were running down, you're saying, wait. They're going to leave without you.
I would never have thought no one's gonna wait for me. It's like, again, it's like if you're running late, I don't know, to the airport, the airplanes are gonna stop for you. It's the same logic. This isn't a cab in which you can be, oh, whatever, I'll take the next one, or you can take, or the taxi driver. You can be like, hey, like stop, and maybe like they'll wait for you, but chances are they're not gonna wait for you. Like even a taxi, a train, and a plane, like no one's waiting for you. What on earth?
True.
Do people believe
Another
this?
don't I have for you is if you're looking to see when trains are going to go places or when they're going to arrive at different destinations, don't forget to check the Fahrplan, the traveling plan here.
What's called a
Now remember,
Fahrplan?
if you're looking for
Fahrplan?
Abfahrt, don't forget Abfahrt is departure. Okay, so the yellow ones, that is departure.
Oh, okay.
The white ones,
Okay, what was it?
get Abfahrt, the traveling plan here.
Okay. Far. Okay.
5 at different destinations. Don't forget to check the Fahrplan, the
Fahrplan. It's the.
the traveling plan here. Now remember, if you're looking for Abfahrt, don't forget Abfahrt is departure. Okay, so the yellow ones,
Abfahrt.
that is
Abfahrt
departure.
is the departures.
The white
Okay.
ones are the arrivals, Ankunft, okay? But what's cool
Oh my
is you
God,
can look
Ankunft.
on here and see when all the trains are going to go, so you know what track it's going to be on, you know where it's going to stop.
This
and
is
so
very
that-
helpful. I would have thought though this was sort of a screen, and because this is a 21st century, that I like the colors. I think it's very. Oh, it says departure right there. Me being all okay, I have to remember it says in English. It's fine, but I like the fact that one's yellow, one is gray, or another color. It's for you to like really differentiate between both of them. So I love that. Really
Can be helpful if you're not sure. Like, I want to go to Coburg, but which train do I need to take? You can look on here, and it's going to be helpful.
Check out
And
this.
don't forget to check the boards to see if the train line changed. But 90% of the time, what says on here is what you're going to get. So you can head over to your track and have everything there. Oh, yeah, and I got to tell you this. On busy weekends, don't forget to get reservations so you have a seat, okay? It's very important to have. And if you do have any issues, don't forget to talk to the Bond people. They're very, very friendly. But I think one thing I need to tell you is about the don'ts for being inside the train. So let's talk about that. Now let's talk about the don'ts you have inside the train, because honestly, it would be rude of me to film this inside the train, because the biggest don't I have for you when you're in the train in Germany is don't be loud. The Germans like it, they like it still. They like it calm and quiet on the trains, whether they're doing work, listen to their headphones, whatever. So loudness, not cool on the German train.
I wonder if you get scolded by someone if you start talking like really loudly on the phone, or if you have very rude, very impolite if you have like you're listening to something in your phone. I wonder if like there's people, Germans are going to be like, hey, don't do that. Take off your phones, or wear earphones or whatever. I wonder if that's the case. I wonder if this
okay, and if people are loud, don't be surprised if someone goes hello and gets your attention to get them to quiet down. Now, when you're on the train here in Germany, it is a good idea. Don't forget to get seat reservations, because they don't have a limited number of tickets on the train. So literally, there can be more people on the train than there actually are places to sit.
God, that seems
so
like
it is a good idea to get seat reservations, and don't think the seat reservations are expensive. It's literally like €5 maybe to get a seat to make your life so much easier. Now, if you do get your seat reservations, I got to tell you this, don't be surprised if you have to ask somebody to move. And also, don't be surprised if that person asks you to prove, well, show me on the Deutsche Bahn app, let me see your seat reservation so I know you have the right thing, because Germans can be a little bit
well, but I think it's the same as if, I don't know, you're like on a theater or something, you're going to see a movie and people are, hey, you're in my seat. Of course you want to check, because everyone believes they're right, so you just want to check, hey, this is, show them on your phone, this is my seat. It's like, okay, well, I think it's normal. That's
when that
logical.
Comes around, so do be ready to show it. If they don't move, don't be.
Of course, if I were, of course, with a tourist, in a tourist situation, I think it's different, because of course, if you're a resident, you're going to be thinking the tourist is the one that made the mistake, not you.
Afraid to go and talk to the conductor. The conductor is actually very helpful. I find the Deutsche Bahn conductor actually pretty nice and insightful, and they'll gladly help you out to help them move from their seat so they can find something else, and you can get your seat reservations.
Oh, but that's like escalating it to like a Karen level. Hey, please, can you ask this person to move? They're in my seat. I think we can work it out between us two. We don't need to get, the official
So the thing
involved.
is, most people don't get seat reservations, and don't worry if you don't have seat reservations. They will still let you on the train, because they actually sell more, they sell more tickets than there actually are seats on the train. So don't be surprised on like a Friday night or a Sunday night or during the holidays, if you're literally either one, sitting in the bar car to have a seat, or sitting on the floor between the trains, like where the stairs are going down, because that's really a thing here, because it does get that packed.
Really?
Now, if you want to get tickets and you don't want to use the kiosks or go,
maybe like a better thing would be do not travel during during Fridays, Saturdays, and holidays. Basically, when everyone wants to travel, do not do that.
Go to the Reisezentrum. Inside, the people, they'll sell you the tickets, your ticket reservations. Like if you have your Euro pass, so you already have your tickets, but you need the reservations. You go in there and get them. People are very friendly, very helpful, so they'll be able to hook you up. But don't feel you have to go there to buy your tickets, because you can use these ticket automats. They're all over German. They're very simple to use. They come in like 10 languages. So if you don't speak German, it's okay. You can choose your language, and it'll help out there.
Of course.
A lot of times takes cash, credit cards, so you can pay that way. Hey, even if it takes coins, so you can get your tickets here. And so that can be a little bit easier and faster, especially when there's a long line. Because the Reisezentrum, I got to tell you, those lines can take a while.
Why would I choose to do the line and queue if I can just do it on an app, or do it here in this little machine? I would assume that it's more intimidating as a tourist to go to because they always say I would assume they speak English, but I think it would be a little bit sort of more of a hassle. And the machine, it's going to do it in English or whatever language you speak. So I think it's just why would I choose to speak to a human being unless I have some sort of issue? If I can just handle everything can be taken care of.
Another thing that's cool is if you're the train station here in Germany, don't forget the shops are open on Sundays in the train station.
Oh, really?
Around Germany, all the shops close on Sunday except at the train station. So I
wonder if you live close to a train station and it's just, obviously you live there. I wonder if you can, go on Sunday to the train station, just because I forgot. I ran out of eggs. So can I just go to like the train station and buy them? Of course, I mean, you can't, but I wonder how many Germans actually do this.
This can be your little like, help, I have no food and it's Sunday, or if then I gotta get a souvenir or something. Train station can hook you up.
Okay, so it's done.
Now also
it's
when
normal.
you're taking the train, I gotta tell you this, don't pack too much. Now, the reason why I say that is because there's usually not a lot of space like on the ground for you to put your luggage. You got to put your luggage up above the seats, and those can get very full. But I will give Germany this. On the ICE, the IC trains, the nicer ones, there's usually plenty of luggage space, but you've got to lift it up and put it up there. So don't pack heavy and don't have it loose because things roll around.
Well, don't pack heavy unless you have, the muscles to carry that big suitcase. If you can comfortably carry this, then yeah, sure.
I had a friend of mine, no joke,
you're the one carrying
watermelon rolled off the overhang thing and hit her in the head. I thought she was going to die. Okay, so Lily, I'm glad you survived, all right? But these are things you got to worry about. I mean, and honestly, you don't have to worry too much on the train. It's a very safe experience when you are on there. But
of course, it's just like a freaky normal accident that can happen. But I get it. Yeah, sure.
I think some other don'ts you need to know. One, don't put your bags on the seat next to you. You may not want somebody to sit there.
No, that's someone's seat.
They're going to sit there because they're going to notice that there's no seat reservation, and they'll ask, "Is das hier frei? Is it free here?" And you got to let them have that. So it's better to have your stuff up and out of the way than have to do it later when there's no space above. Oh, also, if you don't have the seat reservation and you get on the train, don't forget to look above the seats and see if there is a reserved spot. And you might see a sign that says, oh, this is reserved from Munich to Berlin. Or maybe it's only from Bamberg to Nuremberg it's reserved. So you can kind of plan out which seats are available when, so you can do that. But
this seems like such a huge hassle, and not a nightmare. I'm exaggerating, but this seems like what a hassle. It's just, oh my god, just reserve your
seat. It does have that reservation up there. Someone probably is going to come for that seat. Now, I know I keep going into the seat reservations, but I think it's also important to realize some trains don't have seat reservations. So if you're like in a regional express or a regional bond, like a regional train, those a lot of times don't have any seat reservations, so there's really nothing you can do about that. And if you're going to be taking a regional train to get to a city, don't expect a lot of luggage space on those regional trains. And I guess that leads into this. Don't think that every train in Germany is the same train. And also...
What? I'm so confused. How come they don't have space? It's like, are there... Oh, well, yeah, I get it. It's because probably people are using this more, the trains, for commute. So why would you need like this huge overhead space? It's just people going to like to their homes.
Don't think every ticket works for every train in Germany. Because if you buy a ticket and you look online, whether you're on the app or you're looking in the kiosks or wherever,
they have different companies.
Oh, there's a train to Munich for 50 euros and another one for 150 euros. I'll take the 50 euro one. You want to make sure you look and see what type of train it is, because the one might be the IC that's fast and gets you there in an hour and a half. The other one might be the regional express that takes 4 hours to get there. So it's really important to kind of think about that, because
it's the same thing as when you're like getting an airplane ticket and you see like one that is really cheap. It's of course, because they don't allow you to have to have luggage. It's just like your carry-on bag. So I think it's just like the same. If something looks like very cheap when it comes to traveling, like look at like what actually are you getting. It's like you're not blindly trusting. Oh, everything's the same. It's like no, there's a reason why it costs extra or why it costs more.
Don't just look at the departure time. Look at the departure and arrival time, because you might see that one train leaves later but actually gets in sooner because of that. So just be thinking. Now let's talk about some of the don'ts when it comes to tickets. And one of the biggest things is don't wait to buy your tickets here in Germany, because the earlier you buy them, the cheaper it can be. I mean, we're talking significant price differences. Like you could take a first class if you book it way ahead versus booking it the day of. So that's one thing. But also, don't think that all tickets are the same. So in Germany, there's two kind of tickets you'll see. You'll see what are called a Sparpreis ticket and a Flex price ticket. So the Sparpreis ticket, it means save ticket. So that's your cheapest ticket. But the thing...
Oh, I thought Spa was like, oh, it's the fancy one. It's the expensive one because it's like Spa prices.
Don't forget, you could only take the tray that Spa price is for, so you have to do that.
Yeah,
or
of
if
course,
you take the flex price ticket, that one does cost more, but you have more variety. So you maybe want to buy the ticket to go from Bamberg to Munich, but you don't really know what time you want to leave Bamberg because it's so beautiful. So maybe you do the flex price ticket so you can go any time of the day. But
but I think this sounds like, again, if you're a tourist, I think this would be, again, you're paying extra, but to get, like, it's more comfortable, I think. So I think it's worth it. Well, I don't know how much extra
get back
you're
to
paying,
Munich because I got a dinner
it.
reservation, so I want to take the noon train back. I can book that with the Spa price and save more money because I know I'm going to stay on
Yeah, exactly. But if you have, like, a tight schedule.
A lot of places you just buy your one ticket for one trip and that's it. But I think
I don't know. I think just like with a lot of things, I think both, great advice. I think both in traveling and also sometimes in life. I think, sometimes you're paying extra for a lot of things. But at the end of the day, like when it comes, and it happens all the time, I think with furniture, for instance, or with like electronics, I don't know, it just happens a lot. Sometimes it's just like, well, you have, again, like the cheapest version and they look very similar and you're thinking, oh, well, but why wouldn't I be getting that one? And it's like, well, yeah, you're getting, again, you're paying, you're kind of sometimes, again, I'm not saying that sometimes you can get like a good price for like something. Yes, of course, like that, that's a thing. It can happen. But I think a lot of the times, I think it's just a little bit, again, you're paying for extra comfort. I think especially, again, when it comes to like traveling, I think a lot of things are like, again, they cost a little bit more, but like you're not like struggling, you maybe have, your overhead space, or you have like you're more relaxed with like the times in which you're actually like going. I think, or again, with your comment or whatever, I really do believe that, sometimes I think especially, again, sometimes, a lot of times in life, but I think especially when it comes to like traveling, don't you want to be comfortable? I think sometimes a lot of these options are for like residents. It's because, yeah, of course, if you live there, you don't really gonna have, I don't know. I'm wondering like who actually like spends or who is willing to like pay more money for like a lot of these things. I would think like as a tourist, I think a lot of these things just like make your life a little bit easier. And I think probably like the others are more for like the residents and people that live there that are probably less. Again, they don't really have like the whole, it's fine like if I don't have a reserved seat, it's fine because I can just take the other one because I'm just like getting home. But if you're a tourist, you're probably, you have like a tighter schedule and you're thinking, no, because I have to you have a connection, you're going to somewhere else, you have a city, you have some sort of like, I don't know, a dinner reservation in a restaurant that you want to try. It's just, I think it's just like very different, I think. And again, a lot of these things for tourists, I think are just sort of catered to tourists in a way, but I do believe that a lot of these things are worth it. It's like, yeah, again, you're paying extra, but you're paying extra for something that is really going to be worth it. And again, it's like the same thing when, again, you're getting an airplane ticket. Yeah, of course, like it's really nice. Like airplane tickets can be very cheap. But if you can't, again, sometimes it's not that feasible because, again, if you're like traveling from overseas, unless, again, you can travel, I like that, of course. But I think a lot of the times, like, well, yeah, I'd rather pay a little bit extra, but I have a luggage and I don't have to travel with just like my carry-on bag for like 3 weeks or a month. So I think a lot of these things are just, I don't know. Obviously, it depends, but ask me, I think like it's worth it. Just pay more for like the thing that's going to give you comfort.
I think another don't I have for you is don't forget about the passes they have here in Germany. There's like Landestickets or like state tickets, so you can travel anywhere in a state on those regional trains, regional expresses, kind of stuff.
I like that, but like
on those for one set price, and sometimes it's for a group of people, and it can be very economical, especially if you're doing day trips. We used to get the buy-in ticket all the time and just take you to do all these fantastic day trips.
Oh, okay, because I was about to say, I don't think like how much time does it give you? Just one day. Realistically, I only have, I don't know, like 15 hours to go and check out things. If the distances are that far away, it's not gonna, I only checked out like 2 cities. Like I would have to like stay there for, I don't know, at least 3 days.
Just taking the regional trains because it wasn't that far away, so we could take them and it didn't make a big difference. Like,
exactly.
If you look at the ICE versus the regional bond, you're going from Berlin to Munich, it's going to be a big time difference, right? But if you're doing those like just within a state, those passes are really great. And you might have heard of the Deutschland ticket, which is the entire Germany ticket where you can take the regional trains. I will say, don't think that's meant for tourists because it's a subscription model. So you can either pay for the whole year up front or they charge you month by month. So
I have to get what? It's going to be, oh my God, how expensive is it if I have to pay the whole year?
It might be better just to buy your regional ticket and do that when you have it. I mean, really good at getting good deals.
Give me the
That's
regional
why
one.
sometimes you might want to get the bond card.
Oh, really?
So the bond card gives you 25% discounts or 50% discounts on train tickets, okay? The thing is, that's more for people that are going to be staying here for a while, then it'll pay for it.
Okay, yeah, like, hold on. I like the map.
So the bond card gives you 25% discounts or 50% discounts on train tickets, okay?
That's like, I think that's a great deal. Like, what's happening there? What's the small letters? 50% off?
The thing is, that's more for people that are going to be staying here for a while, then it'll pay for itself. If you're only here for a week,
Oh, I get it. Okay, yeah. It's more expensive, like, paying upfront. It's not going to be worth it if you're there for 2 weeks. It's only there if you're going to stay there for 3 months.
Bond card probably is not going to be for you, but it can be good. I know when I lived here in Germany, I always had the bond card to get those discounts.
Oh, of course, because you live there.
Pass holders, don't worry. The Eurail Pass does work on the ICE, but you do need a reservation if you want to have a seat. If you don't want to worry about a seat, you just want to sit wherever and cross your fingers, you can just get on with your Eurail Pass. You'll be okay, but don't.
I have to admit, the whole seating situation, reserved seat situation, it's getting me so stressed. I need my reserve ticket. I feel like if I miss the train, I'm stuck in the city. My trip is ruined. Because, well, again, what would happen if you have another? No, I have to be there in, I don't know, Munich or Frankfurt in 24 hours. It's like a disaster.
To have it validated before you begin. And a lot of people forget that the S-Bahn, the S-Bahn trains around the cities, like in Munich and Berlin. Don't forget, that's actually part of the Deutsche Bahn. That's part of the train system here. So if you have a train ticket to a city,
what's the difference?
And it usually says to the city itself, then you could actually take your S-Bahn out to wherever you need to go. Not the U-Bahn. They don't work on the subway. They don't work on the buses and stuff. But on the S-Bahn,
okay. So U-Bahn is the subway. The S-Bahn is
part of the train system. So that could be a little helpful tip. I know. For me, when I bought my tickets from the Munich airport and I was going down to Innsbruck, I just bought it from the airport to Innsbruck, and it was part of the ticket, the S-Bahn S8, from the airport to the Munich Central Station, and then my train ticket from Munich Central Station down to Innsbruck. So that can be very helpful to know. And I'll be honest with you, if you're looking
of course. I think especially like if you're getting to an airport, I think that's
for Germany
helpful.
Or actually anywhere in Europe, don't skip out on Bahn.de. That is the Deutsche Bahn's website. They probably have the best timetable system of any train system in Europe. I mean, I remember I was in Denmark and they were looking at Bahn.de to tell us the train times in other countries. I mean, it's super helpful, and you can use that and pick the days and times.
Wait, don't they have a bridge that connects Denmark to Germany?
Times you're looking to travel, a few months ahead, and you can see when are my train options, which is really cool. And the thing is, you can also buy your tickets in Germany through there as well, which is nice.
Like, I can plan
if you're going to be traveling within Germany and just Germany, you can actually get the Deutsche Bahn app for your phone. Very helpful to have it all right there on your phone. You just show that, they check it on the train, and you're good to go. Hey, also, don't forget, not every single city's train station has Hauptbahnhof. This is the main station. Here in Bamberg, yes, it's the Hamburg Hauptbahnhof. But if you go to Berlin, there's the Hauptbahnhof, there's the Ostbahnhof, there's the Zollbahnhof.
This is confusing. What is that, like the central station?
There's
what are all those
train
names?
stations,
What?
Okay, so you want to make sure you know which train station you need to get in on and when you need to get out of.
Okay, so just like different train stations.
If you're going to be transferring within a big city, you might find that not the main train station, but one of the outer train stations might be easier to catch your connection than this main one. So don't forget.
Okay, so it's basically like getting to the wrong airport. Like you're going, like your flight leaves at JFK, and you like go, like I don't know, you go to New York. So
which train station you actually need to be at, what that name actually is. Now, when you're looking to leave the train station,
okay, get it. Yeah, don't assume it's only one central station. You'll be there, like, oh no, it wasn't in this one. Again, classic like mistake. It happens in New York. Not all the time, but it happens in LaGuardia.
You go to your hotel or go to other places around the city. One thing I would say is don't take random rides from people inside. You don't have that as often anymore, people asking tourists, but some of the bigger tourist areas, people might come by like, oh, you want an Uber or a Lyft, you know? Honestly, go get don't pass up on taking a taxi. The taxis in Germany are pretty honest. I gotta admit, I haven't had any problems with them over the years. There'll be a Mercedes, there'll be a line outside.
Okay, great. Okay, like someone offers you a ride. That sounds sketchy.
You'll get your receipt, you'll get taken where you need to go without getting taken for a ride. So something to think about. Also, when you're outside the station, sometimes you will see people, like guys that'll be begging outside, or you'll see kind of like ruffian-looking characters with their dogs begging for money or asking for stuff. Don't let those people bother you.
Is the dog supposed to be like intimidating? What kind of dog? If there's a Chihuahua, I'm not getting intimidated.
Don't give them money. The state takes care of people here in Germany. But just make sure, if you feel uncomfortable, you can walk on the other side. Just walk by and they'll leave you alone. But I have had a number of tourists over the years mention how those people, the kind of younger men with the dogs outside kind of worry them. Don't worry. Just walk past. You'll be okay.
It's fine. Like, it's like getting it. Some people are homeless. Just like, again, turn around. Like, don't ignore them. Go the other way. I don't know. As long as they don't get aggressive, it's fine.
We were at train stations in Germany. So if you want to do a day trip to take some of these regional trains to go to some of the beautiful towns that are around the big cities you go to, don't think you have to take your luggage with you the whole time. They have these Schließfächer, the lockers that you can use. You just put your bags away there. Now, they don't always have them, but some places they do. You can actually check online to see who has them. And that can be helpful there to give you that space to use the lockers and get to enjoy some of those great day trips.
This is what I mean. You're paying for comfort. It's like, yeah, why would I want to? I'm not enjoying like my day trip in the city if I have to like carry four luggages or like 3 backpacks.
Because the Deutsche Bahn really does a great job of actually showing you the country. I'm like, that's what I got to say. Don't take my making fun of the Deutsche Bahn as a bad thing. Because honestly, Deutsche Bahn has helped me see so much of this country and really enjoy from the big cities like Munich and Berlin to like and medium-sized cities, and smaller cities like here in Bamberg or Regensburg or going to the Harz Mountains. I mean, the Deutsche Bahn goes all over the place, and really don't be afraid to use it. You don't have to drive around and do the Autobahn. You can take those trains and see the beautiful country that's here. And honestly, don't forget to look out the window when you're on the train, because when you're going through and you see those.
That would be my number one thing. Of course, if I'm taking the train, I'm looking out the window. I want to see what the city looks like.
When you go by, you're like, my God, Germany really is truly beautiful, and the Deutsche Bahn shows you that. So don't be afraid to take the train to go explore when you're here in Germany. And then I got to tell you this one part. Don't expect the trains in Germany to be cheap. Even if you can get some of those discounts, you'll notice taking the train in Germany is not a super cheap way to go. That might be why it's a good idea to maybe look at the flight from Hamburg to Munich instead of taking the.
This was so mean. They got me excited about the trains, and then they were like,
I bet you can get a lot cheaper flight than you can get a train going that way, especially if you're looking at time.
But it's not the same
to go along with the money. That's something to kind of think about. So I do want to keep you late in case your train is actually on time here in Germany. So what are some of the don'ts that you have for taking the train in Germany? Honestly, I've loved being here. I've loved taking the train for the years I lived here. When I've come here year after year after year after year after year after year, literally it was every year from 96 through 20 till today, except for 2020. I did not make it in 2020, obviously. But I've taken the Deutsche Bahn. It's helped me out. It's actually one of my 5 love and hates of coming here is my love and hate relationship with the Deutsche Bahn, how it lets me see this beautiful country, but also the frustration of missed connections and late trains sometimes. But honestly, I hope this helps you enjoy more of Germany. Let us know some of the don'ts you have for the Deutsche Bahn down below. I wish you all the best, and I'll say tschüss from here in Bamberg, Germany. I got to go catch my train. Well, it's time to go. I hope you all have a great adventure here in Germany on the trains. If you want to learn more, check us out on our website at wolfswirl.com, and I'll say tschüss from here in the trains in Germany.
This was crazy because it's so funny how he ended up being. Oh, it's my love and hate relationship with the Deutsche Bahn. That's what it's called, right? I don't know, the trains. I think it's funny because ultimately he was making a great job of selling this. I don't really believe. I understand like the bad things. Where there are a couple of negative things, but it's all, they're not like, I can't blame the company. Like the fact that, there's a lot of people. Well, again, I can't blame the company for I can't blame them for overbooking it, because again, airplanes also do this, and that's why they again, it's a bad business practice. But I think with trains it's a little bit different, because obviously with airplanes, I think it's just like, the connection times, I think, and the waiting times are a little bit longer. I think when it comes to trains, well, maybe like you don't take this one, but like in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, there comes another one, so it's fine. But I think I don't really like the only thing I don't really like is when they're like overbooking it and there's like a lot of people and apparently there's like, oh, just like buying you and reserving one, it doesn't guarantee that you'll be getting a seat. That is like, this to me is like very stressful. I don't really like the idea of, again, what, especially I think, tourist mind, this is like the worst case scenario. Not so much sometimes because you don't do like the connections are so close to each other, but because you're like wasting time. And this is what I was talking about with sometimes a lot of these things are made like for tourists. It's okay if you spend a little bit more, but you're actually saving because it gives you more time to like go check out different things. Maybe you check out another city, you check out another tourist attraction, or just something that you want to see, you want to check out in that town. So I do believe that a lot of these things that you're technically like you're paying extra, they're worth it because you're paying it. You're paying. Again, the idea if you're going on vacation and you're going, to a new country or to a new city, it's for you to like enjoy yourself. It's not necessarily you have to be all. And I'm not saying go and stay at the Ritz. No, but there's sometimes that it's again it's worth it to just pay a little bit more to get more time to walk around, look at places, meet new places. So I do believe it's fine. Although again the whole reservation thing and the fact that you again you like buy the ticket but it doesn't guarantee a seat. And there's like a disaster. I understand that it doesn't happen. Like it's going to happen to you. Sometimes maybe you go and the train is empty and great, absolutely amazing. But it doesn't really occur that way every single time. I do think that also if you live there, because I think sometimes as a tourist, you have a different opinion than someone that has lived there for at least a few months. Because it's not my experience if I only like travel there, I don't know, 5 times. It's like, oh, I stay there for 2 weeks and I use this all the time, but ultimately I ended up using it like 8 times. This is not comparable to someone that maybe like they live there. I'm exaggerating with the 8 times. I think like you use it a little bit less usually, but if you live there, again, even if for just a few months, you're going to be using this a lot more. So of course your experience is going to be a little bit different and it's going to be more similar to how residents feel. Because again, with the whole like delayed service, for instance, I think sometimes it's like I would love again. I want to know like how delayed is it? Because if 5 minutes, I don't care. 10 minutes, well, it starts to get a little bit. Whoa, it's 10 minutes, but I think it's still. I don't know, between maybe not like super reasonable, but I'd be willing to maybe let it slide once. Over like 15 minutes, no, that's that would be like, okay, this is really not a good service. So I'm wondering so much how what is delayed for them and for him specifically, because you mentioned the love and hate relationship that it comes because it's a really great service. Like he said, it's everything he said. I'm like, I'm there for it. I love it. I don't think it's gonna be delayed, or if it's delayed, again, how bad could it be? Maybe it could be really bad. I don't know. So that's why I wouldn't know like how many minutes for them it's reasonable. But it's because you're in Germany and everything's so incredibly efficient. I'm just surprised by how apparently like how the train service. If again for a society that's so I don't know, like really into things working properly and being so efficient and practical and everything running smoothly. I'm surprised by this and the fact that apparently it's really not. Again, not that great, of a service. But everything beyond that, I'm like, yeah, I think I love the idea. And even I think sometimes the negatives, well, it's the opposite. I think the positives just outweighs the bad things or the negative aspects of this. Because even then, you tell me, yeah, it's late and the whole mess with the reservations and the seats, which easily can be fixed. I think, yeah, but ultimately, if the fact, like he said, everything's a really good, it's a good interconnected system. Okay, well, that I think outweighs everything to me. Yeah, the fact that you have, maybe it doesn't work 100% right, 100% of the time, but the fact that it works fine, I don't know, 80 to 90% of the time, and it's a service that feasibly can get you from, to anywhere in Germany in this, it's everything's interconnected, and you can go everywhere in the train. I think it's worth it. It's, yeah, again, who cares if it maybe doesn't work 100%, 20% of the time. I don't really care. I think to me, again, the good outweighs the bad things. But I'm a little, I wanted to see because he didn't mention how expensive are the tickets. I am so curious because he mentioned, like, I was thinking maybe it's not going to be like super cheap, but I wasn't thinking like it was going to be that expensive either. But he mentioned, no, it's a little steep. It's not going to be like, my God, like I can't afford this. But, I was like picturing myself on a trip in Germany, just going from, one train to the other. But apparently no, because flights are cheaper. So I think it's just a very charming thing. Of course, you have to like see what kind of travel you're doing, what kind of cities you're going to be visiting. Because sometimes, even though the train experience is just very nice, because like he said, you can really do check out like the city, and just like traveling by train is very nice. But I can see, again, sometimes it's just more feasible because it's faster, and sometimes again cheaper to just go get the airplane ticket. So it's just, again, maybe for practical reasons, sometimes it's really not the practical option. But I think if you can afford it, both in time and with money, like I think it's worth it. Like traveling by train is just such a nice experience. And I'm not saying I love airplanes. Yes, I know I know that a lot of people hate them. Personally, I like them. I like airports. I like airplanes. However, it's a different experience. You're just going like from one place to the other. It's faster, and it doesn't give you like this. I think there's a charm, I think, in trains. So again, if you can afford it, and if if you can afford it between your itinerary, if I don't care about like maybe it's gonna take me 3 hours more, maybe, or 4 hours more to like go by train. But what am I gonna be gaining? Well, I'm gonna be gaining experience. I'm gonna be gaining beautiful landscapes that I wouldn't have been able to see if I've been traveling by airplane. So again, it's more, to me, I think it's more of a special experience. The whole traveling by train. Airplanes are so like whatever. It's not just like a nice experience. I know, obviously, again, for people in Europe, they may feel completely different because they have trains. So it's just like a little bit different, because again, who cares? It's just a train. But I think if you're going as a tourist, it's just like not everyone has trains. So to me, it's like more special. But again, that's just me. But that was it for today, and I'll see you next time. Bye.